The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. The 11 disciples went to Galilee, to the mountain to which Jesus had ordered them. And when they saw him, they worshipped, but they doubted. Then Jesus approached and said to them, "All power in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Go, therefore, and make disciples of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, reaching them and teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. And behold, I am with you always until the end of the age." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
People of Galilee, why do you sit there looking up at the sky? No wonder the people of Galilee, the disciples, were looking up at the sky. They had lost their beloved master again, and they didn't know if they would see him again. It's hard when you lose somebody that you love. My father and his older brother had both been in the service, in the military service. And they loved to talk. He was an older brother, and he was kind of like a father to my dad. And they would talk long into the night, just about all kinds of things. And he died suddenly of an aneurysm. And my father was bereft. He was lost. He was like, here was the person that was my friend, that was my brother, my family, that was guiding me. What do I do now? What comes next? There is a man I know who was the caretaker for his mother for many years, constant companions. And when she died, he now feels kind of aimless. He goes, what is my life all about now? I'm not a caretaker for my mother anymore. What do I do? What do we do when we lose somebody that has been very important to us? Well, now, I love musicals, and one of the ones I love is The Phantom of the Opera. And in The Phantom of the Opera, Christine, who has an angelically beautiful voice, part of that is due to what she calls the angel of music. He's the phantom in the opera, and he has a hold over her. And he's given her a tremendous gift. But at the same time he's given her this gift, he's also holding on to her. There's a control there. He doesn't want to let her go. And when she develops another friend, he becomes very jealous. This other friend, Raoul, teaches her that maybe there is something else to life than being trapped in the opera. And this will not be Josh Groban, but I want to sing you a little bit of that. When he tells her that he's going to help her. He's going to help her escape from this person who has been a guide and a mentor to her, but now is no longer necessary. No more talk of darkness. Forget these wide-eyed fears. I'm here. Nothing can harm you. My words will warm and calm you. Let me be your freedom. Let daylight calm your fears. I'm here with you, beside you, to guard you and to guide you. And so he helps her get away from there. And this is the point about what happens when we lose somebody that we love, somebody that's important to us, that has been a guide and a mentor. What happens when we lose that person? Well, part of it is that we have to go on our own. People of Galilee, why are you sitting there staring at the sky? This Jesus who was with you now has sent you on a mission. You haven't received the Holy Spirit yet, but he sent you on a mission. He wants you to go forth and tell the good news to all the world. Now, for us 21st century people, ascension is a kind of a difficult image to manage. Because in the ancient world that Jesus lived in, the world was flat in their viewpoint. Down below was hell, and up above was heaven. And so ascension into the heavens, that was like they understood. He was going up to God. That made sense. But for us, what is up anymore? We know that the world, that the universe is not centered on the world, nor even on the sun. It's centered somewhere else, wherever God is. And so up from the earth doesn't really make sense. So for us, Jesus did not go up so much as into the heart of reality. And there's two things about ascension. The first is that when Jesus goes into the heart of reality, to the Father's right hand, he takes with him all that he lived and loved as a human. He takes with him our humanity, with our joys and our fears, our dreams, our terrors, everything about us as humans. He takes with him, and it is transformed at the right hand of God. And the other thing about ascension is that we can't see him anymore. He's not living, breathing, a person from Nazareth that we could go and visit. He's not with his disciples anymore. Now we don't see him, but he's at the center of reality, and he's accessible to us through the sacraments, through the Eucharist. When we come to the Eucharist, we receive his body and blood. And through this sacrament, through this sacrifice, we gain courage and strength. And he's available to us in the Scriptures. He's available to us through the Holy Spirit. The ascension is to remind us that he is no longer with us because now we have a job to do. Now it's our job to go forth. It's my dad's job to carry on the legacy of his brother. It's this man's job to carry on the legacy of his mother. And whomever you have left, it is now your job to carry on the legacy of that person. People of Grand Rapids, why do you sit there gazing at the sky? Why do you sit there? Maybe it's hard sometimes to kind of get moving, to overcome the momentum. It says when they worshiped him, they also doubted. This is interesting. They may have doubted Jesus, but I suspect they were doubting themselves more. They were doubting, can we really do this? Are you telling us we're going to go out into all the world? Are you serious? They doubted themselves, and it would take until the Holy Spirit would come to gain that strength, that ability. Then say you'll love me every waking moment. Turn my head with talk of summertime. Say you'll need me with you now and always. Promise me that all you say is true. That's all I ask of you. And that's all we ask of Jesus, to promise us that what he says is true and that the mission he gives us is possible.